Map of the Soul, Journey to Myself. Did BTS give us more hints to their next comeback album? Hello everyone, I'm back with another BTS theory video. Before I get into my explanation, analysis, theory about the new VCRs we got in the 2019 Mama Awards, I do want to let you know that I will be diving into religious topics in this video. If you're not comfortable with the topic of religion, that is completely understandable, but I do suggest that you don't watch this video. And while the amount of time I spend talking about this religious topic is small, I still understand it is a sensitive topic for some, so please watch at your discretion. Okay, now that everyone here has decided to watch regardless of the topics discussed, I do want to make it clear that this is an analysis, theory, interpretation I came up with. This is not 100% true or confirmed, it is how I've interpreted the imagery shown to us. But before we get into that, this video is brought to you by Patreon. If you'd like to support me and get exclusive content, you can through my Patreon. For as low as $2 a month, you get exclusive video reactions to Run BTS, Bon Voyage, Bring the Soul, and live stages. Stuff that I cannot do on YouTube can be found on my Patreon. If you'd like to support, please go to the link in the description box and see what tier you can sign up for. Your support helps me deliver more content to you and overall helps keep me going on YouTube. Okay, now back to the video. BTS performed during the 2019 Mama Awards, and like tradition, they gave us new VCRs. As ARMY, we know to pay close attention to this. Let's remember how last year's VCRs gave us the title of Map of the Soul and Boy With Love. This year, we got 3 new VCRs, 3 parts that make up what they've called Map of the Soul, Journey to Myself. So let's start there. The title alone gives us a flashback to their previous era, Love Yourself. When I read this, I immediately thought, okay, we're obviously still exploring the map of the soul, but still on the journey to loving yourself. The first part is titled 1. Future Meets Past, Calling. There is an image of an hourglass and 7 figures covered with white sheets. I will touch on these later in the video because they appear with more context in the other VCRs. So just hold on a bit for those 2 things. Just like the title, Future Meets Past, we are going back in time. There is a beam of light that resembles an asteroid headed towards Earth. This light is BTS themselves. They've traveled back in time to the Mama stage. We see the guys remove capes. This made me think of the hero archetype that Carl Jung explored, an archetype that BTS has explored as well with the Army Zip and Make It Right remix. They've received a calling to come back. They perform No and We Are Bulletproof Part 2, further emphasizing they've traveled back in time. These songs were released in 2013, the year they debuted. Since they have traveled back in time, it gives us the idea that we are seeing future BTS on stage. Future meets past, signaling their next album may have a similar sound or message that these songs have. The second part is titled 2. Past Meets Present World. There are 17 TVs. Yes, I counted them. I've learned that with BTS, nothing is just coincidence. So the number 17, I connected it to the year 2017. I will tell you why this is significant in a bit. We then see BTS through their early years on the TVs, their achievements as well as their hardships. While these images play, we hear the words of BTS saying, "Fear of the unknown future. We doubted ourselves all the time. We tried to overcome the fear we encountered. Dreams are our realities from now on." We then see BTS accept the 2017 Artist of the Year award, where Namjoon says, "We are no longer sad nor pain." And Yoongi says, "Love yourself, love myself, peace." 2017, the year I mentioned just moments ago. The same year they gave us the name of their album series, Love Yourself. Past meets present world. Now they've received the calling from the world. They've reached a worldwide status, traveling and performing all around the world. Images of this now play on the TVs. The past brought them to where they are now. The guys then come together to block the TVs, blocking in a way of telling us this is who we are and where we are now. They then perform Boy With Love and Mikrokosmos. The third and final part is titled 3, Present Meets Future, Eternal Journey. Okay, I know right after Namjoon says this, the screen shows Future Meets Past, Eternal Journey, but I think this is a mistake made by Mnet. Namjoon actually says Present Meets Future, just like he says the titles of the 2 previous VCRs. So that's why I think this is simply a typo on the screen, and we have Mnet to blame for that. If I'm incorrect, then it is interesting to note they used the same title as the first VCR. Anywho, in this VCR, we see new imagery. The hourglass from the first VCR is the focus, showing film strips of BTS's journey at the same time. It's used as a recap of what we've seen in the previous VCRs. We then see that the guys are the covered figures from the first VCR. This is where I tied this with the Catholic religion. Again, this is my interpretation. I am not saying BTS is using religious imagery. I'm not here to push my religion on you. My intention is also not to offend anyone. Okay, having said that, in the Catholic religion, crucifixes and statues are covered during Lent for 3 main reasons. First, veils are used to alert people of a special time. It symbolizes a time of preparation. Second, veils focus people's attention on the words being preached. Third, the church uses veils to produce a heightened sense of anticipation. We are humans and our curiosity sometimes wins. We want to see the images underneath. The whole point being, the veils are not meant to be there forever. The images need to be unveiled. It is unnatural for them to be covered. So my connection to this is, we should get prepared for what's to come. Focus on the music, the message being given, not so much about how the guys look. But as fans, we are eager to see their next work. We are curious about how it will be and when it will be and how the guys will look. And so the guys slowly reveal themselves, which by the way took me back to their Wings era. The circles are similar to their album cover. BTS resembling statues and being covered made me think about the symbolism in Catholicism. We then see each member holding an item. Jungkook is holding a video camera. Tying this back to Jin as well, he uses one in the prologue and Run MV. Jin has binoculars or opera glasses. This ties back to their Wings era and the Blood, Sweat and Tears Japanese MV. Namjoon has a mic, tying back to the Airplane Part 2 Japanese MV. Hoseok has a picture frame. I tied this in with Jimin's Lie short film. Taehyung has a violin. The only thing I could tie this with is Taehyung shared in the past that he is learning to play the violin. So since I couldn't tie it with past works, maybe their next comeback may have Taehyung playing the violin. Jimin has a Polaroid camera, tying back to the HYYH prologue and Jin's Awake short film. Yoongi is holding the hourglass shown at the beginning of the VCR, tying this back to Namjoon's VCR in the final Speak Yourself show, where Namjoon has an hourglass as well. And since we are talking about the present meeting the future, this adds to Yoongi being the next member to have the intro for the new album, since he holds time in his hands. So a lot of these items tie back with Jin, and we know Jin is the one that has the power to travel back in time. The guys then perform Dionysus. There are various animals and a chalice or goblet floating above. Just like I help you, Army, I need your help. Besides the chalice goblet, which obviously ties in with Dionysus, the god of wine, and the leopard, which they used during their Speak Yourself tour for Dionysus, I am not sure how the other animals tie in with Dionysus. It could just be symbols of past works. We do see the tiger, which ties with idol, but as far as the dolphin, the lion, the ram, and the bull, I'm a bit lost. You can share your theories with me in the comments. Please do, I love to read them. Then we see a snake, a giant one, on stage with the BTS logo. Carl Jung had the following to say about the serpent. The serpent is the animal, but the magical animal. There is hardly anyone whose relation to a snake is neutral. When you think of a snake, you are always in touch with racial instinct. Horses and monkeys have snake phobia, as man has. So whenever a snake appears, you must think of a primordial feeling of fear. The black color goes with this feeling, and also with the subterranean character of the snake. It is hidden and therefore dangerous. As animal, it symbolizes something unconscious. It is the instinctive movement or tendency. It shows the way to the hidden treasure, or it guards the treasure. The dragon is the mythological form of the snake. The snake has a fascinating appeal, a peculiar attraction through fear. Some people are fascinated by this fear. Things that are awe-inspiring and dangerous have an extraordinary attraction. The snake is also yin, the dark female power. The Chinese would not use the snake, an example dragon, as a symbol for yin, but for yang. In Chinese tradition, the yin is symbolized by the tiger and the yang by the dragon. So the shadow is something dark within us that we want to hide. It's not something that we boast about. The snake represents that dark side. Remember, this last part is titled The Present Meets the Future. BTS are diving into their dark side for the next album, Map of the Soul Shadow. I think it's a given they are doing so. And if I'm wrong, well, they surely have me fooled. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching and listening. And as always, thank you for sharing, liking, and subscribing. Until next time, adios.